was a sweltering afternoon at a dusty airstrip on the edge of a forgotten town. Jamal, 42, a grease-covered mechanic with calloused hands and weary eyes, sat hunched over a pile of scrap metal behind his crumbling garage. Life hadn't been kind to him. Work was scarce, bills piled high, and he hadn't seen his son in months since his divorce. But even in that struggle, Jamal refused to give up. He believed that someday, somehow, his honesty and hard work would lead to something better. That day, a black SUV screeched to a halt outside his garage. A desperate-looking young pilot jumped out and ran to Jamal. "There's a private jet stuck on the runway. The engine's failing and the client is furious. You're our only hope." Jamal blinked in disbelief. "You want me to fix a jet? With this?" he asked, pointing at his rusty tools and piles of broken machines. The pilot nodded, sweat pouring down his face. "You're the last mechanic in 200 miles. Please." Jamal grabbed his toolbox, climbed into the SUV, and raced to the airstrip. There, standing by the jet, was an older man in a crisp suit, visibly frustrated, tapping his gold watch every few seconds. That man was Raymond H. Clark, one of the richest and most powerful billionaires in the country. Jamal didn't waste a moment. He climbed under the aircraft, inspecting the damage. "You need a new part, this jet won't get out here," the pilot whispered. "I'll make one," Jamal replied. Using broken fans, old copper tubing, and parts salvaged from a grounded plane nearby, Jamal worked non-stop for hours, his hands bleeding and soaked in oil. The sun set and darkness fell, but Jamal didn't stop. Finally, with a shaky breath, he turned the key. The engine roared to life. The pilot cheered, the crew applauded, but Raymond just stared at him, stunned. "Who are you?" he asked. "Just a mechanic," Jamal said, wiping sweat from his brow. The next morning, a convoy of black cars pulled up in front of Jamal's garage. Raymond stepped out, flanked by reporters. Jamal stood frozen, unsure if he was in trouble. Raymond spoke into the cameras. "Yesterday, this man saved a $40 million jet using scrap metal and brilliance. Today, I offer him a full-time position as Chief Technical Officer at Clark Aviation, with a personal home, full benefits, and a six-figure salary. We don't just need engineers, we need miracles like Jamal." The crowd gasped. Jamal's eyes filled with tears. He thought of his son, of the days he couldn't afford bread, and now he was being handed a life he never dared to dream of. He stepped forward slowly and shook Raymond's hand. "I've waited my whole life for this moment, and I'm ready." Shorter and emotionally stronger version,